In this video, we're going to take a look at some troubleshooting and additional info for the eKyro Smart Garage Door Opener. Before we get started with this video, we do want to make sure that we mention that we now have an adapter that allows us to connect the eKyro Smart Garage Door Opener to garage doors that were previously incompatible. A common symptom for a garage door opener that's incompatible is that you have everything connected correctly, you trace back the wires from your opener, you plug them in correctly, but when you toggle the eKyro Smart Garage Door Opener, your garage door simply does not open. Maybe you hear some sort of click or light flickers that may indicate that the opener registered it, but your garage door simply does not open. If this is the case, previously your garage door would have fallen on the list of incompatible garage door openers. But now since we have an adapter, we should be able to get your garage door up and running with the eKyro Smart Garage Door Opener. If your garage door is incompatible, or if you're not sure, all you need to do is go to our website, go to the garage door adapter section, find your garage door on the drop-down menus, and you'll be able to see if your garage door is compatible or not. If it's not compatible, we'll link a form below that you can fill out, and we'll send you an adapter for your eKyro Smart Garage Door Opener. And now we'll move on to the errors and troubleshooting that you might see while setting up the eKyro Smart Garage Door Opener. In this video, we're going to look at some of the common errors that you might see and the troubleshooting tips that can help you to get your eKyro Smart Garage Door Opener controller up and running. One of the first ones that we're going to look at, and probably the most prevalent, is network connectivity. There's a few simple tips that we can look at to help your eKyro Smart Garage Door controller get connected to the network. We'll start off by going into the Smart Life app. I have no device found. Now, one of the big things is that we need this device to be in a rapid blinking state. If it's blinking slowly, 1 time per second, it means that this device is actually in an AP network mode, which means that it will broadcast a Wi-Fi network, and then you would connect to that Wi-Fi network with this device. This is not the recommended way to connect to the eKyro Smart Garage Door controller, and generally you don't need to use this method. So what we're going to do is first we're going to verify that this device is in the correct mode, that it is blinking twice per second, and then we'll go ahead and add the device and see if we can initiate some network issues. So normally when you press the button once, it will either open or close the eKyro Smart Garage Door controller, but if you press and hold, it will actually reset the device. Now if I press and hold, I should get some lights blinking, and at first it's pretty much always going to blink rapidly like that, but here you can see that it is switched to a slower blinking. So that means this device is actually in the AP mode, which is not the mode that we want it to be in. We want this device to be in the fast blinking mode. So we'll press and hold it again. Wait till it starts blinking rapidly. And then it should continue to blink rapidly, which means that we're in the rapid blinking state. So here we'll add device, go to others, go to connector Wi-Fi or just connector, confirm that it's blinking rapidly, and then we will put in our network passcode. Now, one of the reasons that a network failure might take place is if you put in the incorrect passcode. Here I've set my passcode to an incorrect passcode, and we'll just watch what happens. One of the first things we'll notice will happen is that this light will turn red. Now when this light turns red, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is a bad connection. Sometimes it can mean that the device is configuring, and actually when the sensors are placed far apart from each other, this light will actually already be red, even when you have a good connection. But as I place the sensors close, I can see that that light does not turn blue, which means that there may be a network issue. But we'll wait and see. If we get to this point that says that the device is not responding and it asks us to try switching to pairing mode, it likely means one of two things. One of them might be what we did here, which is set a incorrect password. So you want to make sure that your network password is verified as correct. You may want to look at other devices that are connected to it, or two, it could mean that we're not close enough to our Wi-Fi router. one of the things we're going to want to make sure that we do is keep our Wi-Fi router, the eKyro smart garage door controller, and our phone as close as possible together. Now within a reasonable distance, 1 to 2 feet is totally fine, but we want to make sure that those are very close together. This device is a little bit sensitive while it is connecting and it needs to be close, which is one of the reasons why we recommend connecting the device while it's close to the router and then going and installing to it. Once the device has been initialized and set up in that network, it seems to connect a lot better after that. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to fix the Wi-Fi password. We will press and hold to reset this device again. Make sure that it is in a rapid blinking state. Wait for it to settle. Looks like it is in the rapid blinking state. We will confirm that it is blinking rapidly, verify our password is correct, and start the process over again. Here you can see that our light turned red, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It could mean that it's just configuring. And down here we'll see check marks if the device is found, registered, and initialized. Since I'm confident that I've typed in my password correctly, and I know that I'm on a 2.4 gigahertz network, the next step that it is I moved my router close to the setup. Here you can see that I have my router, and it is right next to the eKyro smart garage door controller opener, which should fix this issue. Now I will make sure that the device is blinking rapidly. I'll press and hold the reset button. Give it a second to initialize and make sure that it is still blinking rapidly. It appears that it is. Go to confirm, confirm, and allow it to start connecting again. Again, as this device succeeds in connection, you will see check marks appear down here by device found, registration, and initialization. Now that I have moved the router nice and close to where my eKyro smart garage controller is, I have successfully added the garage door. And when I move the sensor away from it, you can see that it initializes the open command and the light turns red. When I move it close, you can see that the light turns blue and I get the shutdown command. Now what we're going to do is look at Smart Life sharing. Within Smart Life, one of the things that you're able to do is share access to your garage door or other smart devices with somebody else. There's two primary methods that you could do this. If it's somebody that you trust and want them to have long-term access, you could just type in your personal credentials from this account into that device. The other option would be to allow the other person to create their own Smart Life account and then share access to that person's account. In this example, we're going to show the second method, which is where we have two separate accounts, and I am able to share permission from this device or from this account over to this person with their own personal account. This gives me a few more options when I'm looking at permission control, because if you log in with your own account on this device, this person will inherit all of the permissions that you have and actually could do things like delete devices and completely control your account. So the way that I'm going to do this is I will go into the device that I want to share, which in this case is garage door. I will select the edit or change button in the top right hand corner, and then I will go to share device. Once I have gone to share device, I will add sharing and I will type in this person's login, email, or phone number. Once I have their phone number or email typed in, I will select done. And now that person has been added. You can see that garage door automatically populates, and now when the garage door is opened, this person can see that information as well. This person is also able to activate or deactivate the garage door to open or close it, and at any time that I want to, I can always swipe over and remove that person from the sharing network. So this is a great feature that allows you to share any type of device within Smart Life with another person. The next area that I wanted to talk about was how the eKyro smart garage door controller actually works when it's controlling your garage door controller motor. The other thing I wanted to talk about is why compatibility of this device matters. And both of these topics are going to kind of merge together, so I'll explain them both now. If we look at these two control wires, the black and the red, the way that it actually works is that you have your eKyro smart garage door controller here, and then you have the two control wires coming out. These two control wires will connect up to your garage door opener motor, And when your eKyro smart garage door opener is triggered, there will be a short that takes place inside of here. So essentially what we have is we have the red wire coming in, and we have the black wire coming in, and then we have a switch in between here, which I will draw like this. When this unit is triggered, this switch is going to close. And when that closes, it will cause a short and the garage door motor will open or close. Now, one thing to understand is that this device will trigger this switch regardless of if it is opened or closed. And what this means is that if you set a routine, which you can do in the timer setting, at 10 o'clock to close your garage door opener, what will actually happen is it will trigger this switch, and when that switch triggers, it'll be like pushing your garage door wall button. So that means if your garage door is currently closed and you trigger this switch, the garage door will actually open. If your garage door is open and the switch triggers, it will actually close. So one thing to keep in mind when you are using this device is when you select the switch button, or if you use the timer or the countdown or whatever you use, all it's going to do is close the switch within the eKyro garage door opener controller, and that will trigger the garage door motor just like it would if you push the button on the wall outlet. Now this also plays into compatibility, because we need to make sure that our garage door opener motor has the compatibility of being able to trigger when there is just a closed circuit, which is why the jumper test is the most accurate test to determine if your garage door is compatible. If you haven't seen the jumper test, jump over to our step 1 video and watch how the jumper test is performed. With that jumper test, if your garage door opener motor is triggered, that means that your garage door is definitely compatible. If the jumper test does not work, that means you likely need the adapter for the eKyro smart garage door controller. We hope that you found this troubleshooting guide useful, and if you have any other questions, please feel free to email us at info@eKyro.com.